Hello, everybody, and welcome to Runners Wanted. Whose voice is this? I know, this is a little bit strange. Zoe is out for today. This is Bro Senche here, getting ready to share some video games that you all should consider speedrunning. Honestly, we have some really amazing games today. First, though, I want to go ahead and talk about a few special events that we have coming up. First, we have an all-women speedrunning event, Frame Fatales. It's returning with Fleet Fatales online on November 15th through November 21st. Go to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatales for more information. Volunteer selections are out November 2nd, so if you submitted a volunteer application, be sure to stay tuned for that. Also, West Coast Weekend is December 4th to December 6th. The schedule will be released on November 20th. I'd also like to say that AGDQ 2021 Online is January 3rd through January 10th, 2021. The games list is being released tonight. Everybody feel free to tweet at us and tell us what you're hoping will be on the schedule. Our Twitter account is @GamesDoneQuick. Keep your eyes glued to GamesDoneQuick.com tonight for when we release the games list. Tell you what, I've got that open right now. I'm just hitting F5 like every 5 seconds. I'm sure the server loves that. Good to see everybody. And oh my gosh, Walking Guy, I see you here. Hello there.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing? You've got a fantastic game for us today called Legend of Oasis.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been running this game for about 2 years. The community is very small, as is appropriate on Runners Wanted. We have one runner, and it's me, and so I'm hoping to grow the ranks a little bit here.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this a little bit before the run started, or before the stream started, that is, that I think a lot of people haven't really been able to run this because it's on Saturn, and definitely, one of the lesser known games that came out for that. So I think once people get their eyes on this, they may be convinced.
Are you telling me not everybody has a Saturn lying around? I thought that was just a thing everybody had. Well, if you don't, there are emulators out there, and I'm more than happy to accept emulator runs. It's whatever it takes to get some people running this. So
yeah, I don't have a Saturn.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, go ahead. When you want, go ahead and introduce yourself. Feel free to do a countdown, and we'll get rolling.
All right, so like was already said, my name's Walking Eye, and I've been running this game for about 2 years. It's a game that plays very much like a Zelda game. It's an action-adventure game for the Sega Saturn that was released in 1996. So we're going to be going through dungeons, getting items, backtracking a little bit to use those items to access new areas. And yeah, so feel free to ask questions. I will attempt to read chat. People are already asking about Beyond Oasis. Beyond Oasis was the game for the Sega Genesis. A little bit more popular, a little bit more successful. But we're going to be doing this. So we're going to kick things off in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Yeah.
So Legend of Oasis starts out, and we are in the village, and we have found... No, this is a real console. We have found the golden armlet, and this golden armlet is, it wasn't even found by us. We're not even the real hero here. And we were given this golden armlet by the village elder, and we have to go and find all of the elemental spirits in order to become the king of spirits and save the world from the evil silver armlet. And this is a prequel to Beyond Oasis. And we're going to be making use of a code here where we are able to drop in a second player using a second controller.
Ooh.
And what we're going to be able to do with that second player is we're going to be able to stand on their head and use that to kind of jump up to places we're not quite supposed to get. Like that. And it makes for a real wacky looking speed run, but it's a lot of fun. So most of the time, the second player is just going to kind of stand around. Now, they can take damage. Hello. I don't have time for your machismo. They can take damage, so we got to keep them safe from all of the enemies that you see around. But we'll be using them to get ahead here. And so here's the first part where they're able to damage boost right through those flames, hit the switch for us, and save a little bit of time. We've got our first lieutenant for the big bad guy here. That's Red Demon. He looks like a Saturday morning cartoon. The lore of this game, in Europe and Japan, this is called the Story of Thor 2. So you think, oh, well, it's Norse, and the rest of the setting's kind of Arabian. But the game really struggles with what it actually wants to do here as far as what the setting is. This is the first boss, Monique. It's a bad fight already. There was a little bit of bad RNG at the beginning where he moved just a little bit to his left, and because of that, it's not the cleanest fight. But that was a very short water dungeon. Go ahead.
I wouldn't have even noticed. Like, I think you got knocked down and lost, what, 1 second, 2 seconds?
Yeah, exactly. But, when you can lose 0 seconds, you want to lose. So I lost 2 seconds on that split, according to my split.
All right.
So we've gotten the water spirit. The water spirit's in-game name is Dido, but we're not going to use in-game names because nobody's going to remember Dido. So we like to call that spirit John Waters. Much easier to remember. Makes a lot more sense. Well, strap in, man. There's 6 spirits. So we've got John Waters. John really wants to talk a lot about getting rid of all these fires. So we're not going to summon John quite yet. Instead, we're going to use the power of friendship to get out of this dungeon. Respectfully leaving the dungeon. All you Zelda players with your auto teleports out. I want to take a minute to talk about the movement in this game. You're going to see me kind of stutter step before I start running, and you're going to see me run into a lot of walls. And that's because in order to start your run, you have to double tap a direction. And when you stop your run, if you just kind of stop it without running into anything, you're going to slide. And the sliding costs quite a number of frames, so we don't want to slide. We would much rather run into walls. See that slide right there? That wasn't good. So now that we've gotten the water spirit, we're able to kind of progress in the story. We're able to get out of the village and into the world, into the next shrine. The next shrine is going to be the fire shrine. So I'll be thinking of names of what I could possibly be calling the fire spirit.
What's that one fire dude from, what's it called? Howl's Moving Castle.
No. I think if you're a baseball fan, you'll probably get it a little easier. But we'll find out in a little while here.
Let's see what baseball teams are out there.
So we're going to pick up a rod here. The rod is our second weapon, and then we're just going to kind of get a ride over to the other edge of the platform. The rod is useful for, in some situations it'll be good for damaging. In other situations, it's good for breaking trees, like dead trees that we have to break in order to progress. Pretty good RNG on those skeletons there. Oh, but other than that, we're going to be sticking to the dagger for the majority of our damage. The second player can't pick up items, but they can push them down to me, and I'm going to pick up a key.
So I do see Guy Fieri.
That's the popular guess, but that's not our fire spirit's name.
Ah, dang it!
But that's a good guess.
I don't know if he even plays baseball.
I don't think he does. I think he's more known for food.
I mean, you're gonna hit food with a baseball bat. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well.
Especially if I cook it. What?
Sub-pixel jump here. We got lucky and made it.
Oh,
very
nice.
proud of that. And let's just get over here. We don't want to take too much damage from the fire. We're supposed to, again, use the water spirit. We're going to take a safety save here, just because this can go a little bit wrong. Yes, this is one player to control. I am controlling that second player with a second controller. I summon and unsummon with the first controller, but anytime the player ducks or moves or anything, or jumps or stabs,
he just wants to hang out, and then you jump on his head and run away.
Yeah, and there's this big, whenever I summon or unsummon him, there's this big, Old West gunshot noise, and all right, we took care of Ogre Tank, no problem.
I'd really start hanging out if you treated me like that, okay? Walking guy. I want to watch a movie or something. Stop jumping on me.
You get a strong neck. It's fine. So we'll introduce the second spirit to our friendship spirit squad here. This is Mike Fires.
Hey, Mike.
So we'll see Mike a little bit later. Right now, we're going to stick to John Waters. John has the ability to put out these flames, which we need to get by, and it's more or less free to summon John at this point. In order to summon a spirit, what you're doing... Ooh, I missed that jump. Oh, sub-pixels. In order to summon a spirit, what you're doing is you're going to point your little energy ball from your golden armlet into whatever element you want to summon. So if we find some water in the world, we'll be able to summon the water spirit. And fire in the world, we'll be able to summon the fire spirit. Again, we're going to just use the power of friendship to skip intended mechanics.
Yes.
And get out of here. Now, there is a normal any percent route. This one's just a little bit more fun to run and watch. So we're gonna showcase this one today. But the any percent run is not that different in terms of routing. So if you're looking and thinking this is a little bit too out there, you're only going to lose about 10 minutes on the any% run by not using the second controller.
That's not too bad.
No, it's really not. There's and I'll point out the major skip that's possible in this version, and not in the any% version once we get there. The any% skips are also a lot harder to execute, but still possible. The routing for this game, I've done most of it myself, and there's been a couple of other people, Sirius AF in particular, who has, run this, not run this game, but has routed this game and helped with glitch hunting and such. So, like, when you're looking for speedrunning, it's not just, we got to pick up a plot item here first. This is the blue cube. Blue cube is found. When you're doing speedrunning, it's not just the running that's the fun part necessarily. It's the watching, as you know, you're all sitting here in chat hanging out. It's the routing, it's the glitch hunting, it's all of that combined. And so really, even if you're not interested in running a game, if you're interested maybe in routing a game, there's plenty of routing opportunities here and glitch hunting, and we're still looking for skips, believe me. Still looking for a lot of skips, so.
Honestly, one plus that I've seen with this is that even though you do have two controllers, like, at the same time, you're usually not controlling both of the characters at the same time. Like Secret of Mana, that one gets a little intense.
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
You're able to have a bit more of a breather with the two players here, so a little more accessible, I'd say.
Absolutely. I'm mostly not touching that second controller. There will be a couple of points where you really do need to hit them both, but mostly we just want to use the one and not overburden ourselves too much. But again, like, there's routing opportunities in there. Is there an easy way for us to attack the boss with two players at once to double our damage or something? Or does the boss have iframes and that doesn't work out? So either way, we're at the third boss already. The dungeons are going to start to get a lot longer and more complicated. You'll also notice that I have 2 keys in my inventory, despite the fact that I have that I'm at the boss. These keys are Zelda 1 style, where they're going to fit into any dungeon. So the jumping around from the river into the other side of the river and jumping onto the big platform, those are major skips where we're able to collect keys and then not spend them. The result of this is we're going to be able to use those keys in a later dungeon, specifically the final dungeon, to save a whole boatload of time.
Ooh.
So
you got a plant.
Yeah, it's Robert Plant. The metal god himself.
Somebody with the last name of Plant.
I don't know how that guy got into the.
Is he also a baseball player?
No, he's a musician.
Well, maybe he plays baseball on the side. I don't know.
I don't. British. He's British, so it's.
Never mind. Yeah, definitely not. Led Zeppelin. What am I even thinking?
So that was an Egyptian lich right there. His name is Dark Will. He's one of the other lieutenants for the big bad guy at the end. We'll have to fight him later. I don't know what the Egyptian lich is doing in our Norse/Arabian game, but that's okay. I also still don't know where my shirt is. So right now that we've gotten the first 3 spirits, we have gotten those 3 spirits in the intended order. And we do have to come back to the village for a little bit of plot now. And there's a black-haired girl sitting in the middle of the village. She is passed out. Everybody believes that the black-haired girl is an evil omen, and the village elder says they're just being simpletons. You need to help her. She's in need. Let's
help her by standing on her?
I stand on her a little bit, but she doesn't mind, and we kind of manipulate John Waters over there. John Waters is a bit of a healing spirit, so John's going to heal her right up.
Okay.
She's fine. Now, she is under the control of the evil big bad guy, so the people of the town were a little bit justified in their prophecy, but still good to help her. We're going to free her from the clutches of the bad guy here. Now that she's all better, we're going to talk to her, and she's going to tell us about the existence of the cubes. We already picked up the blue cube. Now the red cube is found.
Wait, if you already had the blue cube, then you already knew of their existence.
I did. We weren't supposed to pick up that blue cube. That blue cube is super early. We're supposed to get that after we have 6 spirits, not after we have 2.
What do the cubes do?
Allow you to enter the final boss rush.
Oh, they're just keys.
They're MacGuffins. That's it.
The MacGuffins.
So we're gonna go back into to find our next spirit friend here. The next one that the game wants us to find is the spirit of sound, which is in a different dungeon that we're not going for. You notice we're back in the Earth Shrine here.
Well, then maybe Robert Plant should have been the spirit of sound.
Robert Plant. Yeah. Well, I mean that's not a bad argument actually. It's just reasonable. No, we got a good spirit of sound name coming up. Don't worry. So the next shrine we're going to actually go to is the Shrine of Darkness instead of the Shrine of Sound, and we're going to skip over this giant crystal here by standing on a couple of heads and a giant pot, and we are in here way early. We are not supposed to be in here, so there's going to be a couple of things that we are supposed to have and we're supposed to be able to do that we can't. One of which is these crystals that you see around everywhere. These crystals are broken by sound, and so we don't have the spirit of sound, we can't do that. Likewise, we have these giant rock pillars right here. These are supposed to be broken by an enchanted weapon, which we neither have the weapon nor the ability to enchant it. Instead, we're going to do this weird dance to jump over. Come on. Sometimes it can take a few tries. There we go. We're over. And we can get through just fine.
Very nice.
Again, all of these skips are a little bit more difficult with the single-player version, but they're still possible.
That's kind of cool.
You'll see a lot of goofy stuff. Well, that was one of the primary motivations for routing this, is by forcing myself to route a different category like this. It's going to force me to look at the game in new ways. And once, I was able to find some skips for the 2-player version, it's like, okay, well, let's go back and let's see, are these skips possible with 1 player? Now that we know I can get on top of that crystal, is it possible for me to get up there with just a single player? And the answer is yes, but it's a little bit more tricky. And I'm more than happy to talk about that. You can watch my run on speedrun.com in order to see exactly how that's done. And, feel free to reach out to me as well.
That's really cool. Honestly, it's something that I think a lot of people sometimes overlook when they're routing speedruns. Use all the tools in your arsenal, everything that you can, because even if you are using like some cheat codes and such, it still helps when you are doing the planning stage.
And the other thing that really helps is just somebody else's perspective. I mean, yes. I am convinced that I fell there. That was a bad fall. When it was just me routing this game, like I did okay. I did okay, but like I still missed some things. And so having Cirrus come in, who's another member of the community here, and was able to just say like, hey, why don't we try this? And it was just like, oh, I just never thought of that. It wasn't that it was like a super obvious idea a lot of the time, but it's just having the second set of eyes and then being able to take those ideas and build off of each other. It's incredible, the amount of time that we saved. When I started running this game, there was one run on speedrun.com, and the run was 11 hours and 50 minutes. And today I got a 50-minute estimate here on this run, and it's a 46-minute world record right now.
46:24, yeah. So that is a significant improvement.
I'm very proud of the amount of time that we were able to save on that. So, and I'm convinced that there's a lot more time to be saved here.
See, what's cool about runs like this, like I personally get really excited when it feels like there's something that I can contribute to the route. And when, it still is in the process of being improved, that gets me excited.
And there are still glitches. There are still specific areas that I think in the game are worth looking at and there's still like, oh, there's got to be a way there. There's an out of bounds glitch a little bit later.
His
Getting
name is
inbounds.
Robo. I'm sorry, it was really important. He had the most precious name.
Yeah, I don't know why there's robots in our Egyptian, Arabic, Norse game. But yeah, these are electric balls. We're supposed to use every high school physics student knows that, electricity is weak to sound. So we're supposed to use the sound spirit to get through there. But we don't have that, so we're just going to use friendship.
Okay. I didn't take physics in high school, so
well,
I believe you.
Trust me that, electricity definitely weak to sound. So safe here. There's a little bit of a chance of a soft lock, and we don't want that soft lock to happen. So yeah, like I said, there's a number of places where you can go out of bounds in this game. Getting back inbounds is a little bit tricky.
Go
ahead.
I don't like mouth orb. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, nobody is a fan.
Oh,
this is Ghost Egg. It's Halloween. Like we got to get into spooky season. So the ways to get back inbounds, we have recently added another way to get back inbounds from out of bounds very, very recently. So there's still new discoveries happening in this game on a regular basis, just because there's only 2 or 3 of us looking at the route, and it's not as hard or as intimidating as you might think to find little time saves or even big skips. And so if you're thinking like, yeah, it would be cool to kind of look for that, it doesn't even have to be this game. There's plenty of other games that have small communities. You'll find a lot of them even on Runners Wanted. So just kind of hang out and watch all 3 of these runs today and other episodes really, and try to find out, maybe I can find a glitch for this game or something. But yeah, we're just waiting on Ghost Egg to hatch here. There's nothing we can do to really speed up the process.
Why? That implies that
fuel.
it's giving birth to ghosts, but ghosts are dead. So I'm very confused about how it works.
Yeah, it's not the most consistent game here in terms of lore friendliness. But this is Screamer.
I like this design.
It is. The bosses are pretty good, and the game itself is pretty fun, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's also a lot of Easter eggs in this game that are kind of goofy. At one point, there's a zombie shoemaker. He wants your souls, not your souls.
No, he turned into a screensaver. Die! Oh, okay, he's gone. He's gone.
So that's it for Screamer. Okay, the door opens. Sometimes the door just decides not to open, and we're soft locked, but not today. So this is the Shadow Spirit here. In-game name is Shade, but we like to refer to her as Felicia Rashade. Sadly, we're not going to see... All right, so this is a very important room in the game. This is a room full of thorns. These are what the bad guys are called. Underneath each of these little alien plant things is a portal to somewhere else in the world. And the portal that we just took goes to the room just before the boss in the Sound Shrine. So that's it. We're on the boss of the Sound Shrine now.
Are you serious?
That is
oh my gosh.
Huge skip. The Sound Shrine is an absolutely massive shrine. All kinds of items in there. Bombs are an item in this game. Now this boss, it looks like I have him soft locked. I don't. He gets a little bit quicker every single time he takes damage. And so the goal for this fight is to not see any sand tornadoes. So if you see a sand tornado, and I'm going to get one right here. Ooh, I didn't. Sand tornadoes are slow, and that was actually a pretty decent Tim Tim fight.
Nice.
I'm happy with that. So right away we get the Spirit of Sound here, and the Spirit of Sound in-game name is Brass. It's also the Spirit of Metal, so we'll summon him off of metal objects. But we're going to refer to him instead as Steven Soundheim.
Oh, of course. Of course.
All right, we got one spirit left to get, but now we do have to do some a little bit of story and get the key to the next shrine. Finding a way into the next shrine without this key would be very, very good. That's really what we would be hoping to find. That's my next routing goal. So we're just going to be making our way back to the village. And the fastest way through to the village is by going in this ankle-deep river again that we were kind of jumping around earlier in. It gives you a little bit of momentum when you're just kind of floating through it.
Okay. Also, I see that occasionally, you summon the second player for a small optimization, but honestly, if you didn't summon the player, or the second player would be probably maybe half a second loss. So if people just want to play it without using the second player, like they're tiny things that you're not going to lose a lot of time on.
You're right. It's going to make some skips a little bit easier, but you're not really losing a lot of time. Like this is you'll like I said before, it's 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute difference. So really, still a good length. We're back in the village, and the village elder and all the people are not doing so great. But he gives us his sword, which is the key to the wind shrine, and so we're going to be using that. There's a secret portal here. Only Felicia can actually open those, pull those switches. And so she'll do that for us and get us back into the portal room over here.
Thank you, Felicia.
She's an American treasure, truly.
Oh, I appreciate her. She's amazing.
All right, so on our way to the air shrine. Again, this is just, there's multiple different ways to go. We're going to go in what I have timed to be the fastest way, but maybe you can, find a faster way here. This whole map is 4x4x5 grid, I believe. And so an important thing to note is if you were to fall down in a pit, you would be taken to the area below. And we're going to see that kind of once we get into this next area on the upper the upper layer. So this is the topmost layer of the map that we're on now. There are all sorts of holes and pits that you can fall down. If we are to fall in one of those pits, we'll just land on the map below us that we were just on.
Okay.
But because we have Felicia with us, it's a little bit different. Felicia will actually save us. You can see her kind of like acting as my literal shadow here. And so if we're to fall down, Felicia would save us. And then she would carry us back up to the last known good location that we had. So the game actually is storing two different sets of coordinates for us. The coordinates where we currently are and the coordinates where we were last known to be safe on the ground. Just in case we fall in a pit or something.
Yes.
Now this is very important because the second player also has those same two sets of coordinates. So the question becomes, what happens if the second player falls in the hole? There's only one Felicia Rashade, so the second player can't get carried back up. And the answer is that the second player, when the second player falls in a hole and the Shadow Spirit is out on the first player, what will happen is the first player will be carried to the second player's last known best location.
Ooh.
Now, what happens if I summon the second player such that they don't have a last known best location? And that is set by default to 0-0, which is in the far top left of the map.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to summon the second player over the pit right there. And then Felicia's going to carry us right out of bounds.
Oh, I love that. Wow.
And
amazing.
The only way we're able to actually go here is east and west. We can go east and west, and we're still out of bounds. And it'll be very obvious we're out of bounds because we're just kind of walking through things, and the game isn't really sure what to do. We're going to be walking on air in a second here. And
very hard sounding air, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, our shoes are tough. The only way to get back inbounds, the only way we can really get back inbounds is with a valid north-south transition. And so we have one right here, and this is the room just before the boss of the Wind Shrine. So we've skipped basically all of the Wind Shrine. And we have a little bit of a puzzle to kind of work through here. In the final room, we have to break these pillars. There's no way to get around breaking these pillars, so we need this enchanted weapon that we've got, the heavy sword. We picked up this heavy sword. This was how we got into the shrine in the first place. And so by stepping on this little green circle here, we'll charge up our sword and get some charges in order to break these giant pillars.
Yeah, it seems like that is something that people could possibly look into if there is a way to skip doing some of these pillars. It hasn't been discovered yet, but it's an opportunity.
Not even the pillars. If you could just get me in here without this sword, I think we could make a lot of really great skips happen. Right now, all spirits are required for this game. We can't skip any spirits themselves, but most of them, like the air spirit, like we need for one real tiny part right in the final dungeon, and that's it.
Okay.
So if you can skip, needing that, get past a certain type of door, then awesome. We don't have to do any of this at all. And so this is the boss. This is Warhead. Warhead is kind of a red piece of membrane.
It's
Warhead,
like a real like one of the candies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually, I've never even noticed that, but you're
It's really
absolutely right.
sour. Yeah, it's trying to destroy you. Destroy your taste buds.
We're going to bring in the Spirit of Sound here. Steven is really good at doing this AoE attack. And with that, we can hopefully zero cycle Warhead over here. And we have. And so that's it. We never get to see him in rock form. We just get to kill him before he even has a chance to do anything to us.
Thank you, Steve.
So really fun fight there. We're going to get a little bit of a Wario laugh from the big bad guy now that we're getting the final spirit.
Okay. Oh, that was a good laugh.
A little bit of controversy about the name for the air spirit here. We've been calling her Errol Flynn, which is decent.
Okay.
Like everybody likes Robin Hood, but I'm thinking about switching that to Amelia Earhart personally. So we're maybe Chad has some opinions. Amelia Earhart or Errol Flynn. I don't know if either of those people have fans in chat, but either way, we've got her. And now we need to go down to the final dungeon.
I'm personally partial to Amelia Earhart. She's pretty dang awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. The Amelia Earhart was thought of later. I was doing one of these runs, and somebody in chat guessed that it was Amelia Earhart, and it was kind of like, no, but that's way better.
Yeah, do you have to stick your ground? Sometimes people get their names changed. It's fine.
Yeah, well, all my splits are already named, so I've had Errol Flynn in my splits forever here. I don't know, it's tough.
I guess that if you want to rename the spirit, you have to speedrun this game.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Get a world record with a split that says Amelia Flynn Hart. No, that's not right. Not Amelia Flynn Hart.
What platform is it on? This is a Sega Saturn game.
Yes.
So we are back in the Water Shrine, actually. And there's one of these alien-looking plant things here in the Water Shrine. And we are going to get to the area just beyond that plant, which turns out to be the final dungeon. Pick up another potion here. And this is the longest and most complicated. You notice we still have those two keys from a long, long time ago. This is where we're going to start to spend those. I love
it. You just run and jump into the pit.
Yeah, we want to. And this is the one part that we actually need Amelia/Errol for. Is just that one electric switch right there. That's the only thing in the whole run. So figure out a way to skip that, and that's going to save a good 10 minutes almost. And I'm convinced it's possible.
Honestly, just based off of the skips that I've seen so far, there probably is something. Sometimes you just gotta take time and put all of the pieces of this puzzle together, and there are a lot of pieces right now.
So we're gonna spend our second key here. We're supposed to go all around and do these huge, very complicated puzzles in order to get those first two keys. And that second key in particular, we're supposed to end up with the level 3 heavy sword. But we don't have time for that. We're keeping Steven with us just because he's able to clear out some of these enemies. These enemies, which ones spawn, how many, what types, is more or less RNG. So we got a little bit of bad luck as far as having that first guy spawn, and the second guy, actually, who's just going to absolutely launch us. All right, we got past him.
Yeah.
We do have a full refill of health here. There's just a roast beef sitting in our chest. We'll just munch that right up.
I'm concerned, but okay, go ahead and eat your
Yeah, it's
chest
fine.
meat.
Stand on this fire a little bit. It doesn't, you know. Lots of keys to collect here in the final dungeon. This one will just kick right off, as you've seen earlier. And we need another enchanted weapon. And this is the final enchanted weapon that we'll pick up. It's the wind rod. The wind rod is pretty self-explanatory. What it's going to do is it's going to charge up the rod, and it's going to push things that are, we normally can't push because it's sneak by that guy. That we normally can't push because maybe it's through a door, but the wind can go through the door for some reason. I don't know. So we're going to pick it up. There's 2 here in this chest. We only want one of them. We got 2. We only want one just because to avoid the text box, but it's really difficult to only pick up one. There are 10 of each scroll in the game. So if you're looking to do a 100% run, that's going to be about 2 hours. But you get to see a lot more of the game. There's a lot of things to collect. Not quite as many skips involved.
But yeah, I think we're only seeing a small portion of the game based off of what you're saying here.
Yes. No, there's a much, much bigger game here. This guy is a mini-boss that can easily stun-lock you. So we bring John with us just to be able to stun-lock them back. John has the ability to throw out bubbles, which will stun enemies and encase them in ice. This is going to be one of 2 uses of Robert Plant right here. Robert Plant, obviously, as the spirit of Earth, is able to eat cracks in the ground and dig things up. So we get another key thanks to him. When the second player stands on one of these blue circles, it's going to restore our magic, and as long as the second player continues to stand, we will continue to get magic. So we get to go into this fight now with full magic. Hello, come down.
Very nice.
So this is the fight for that 3rd cube. We've picked up 2 cubes so far, and this is going to be the 3rd one, the purple one. This is going to be 3 waves of enemies, and we're going to bring in Felicia Rashade and a miracle rod, which we picked up all the way back in the forest shrine when we were first there. We haven't seen it used at all, but we're going to use it exactly once here. This is something where
I don't like these orbs.
You don't like these tentacle balloon monsters? I don't understand why that would be.
I don't
for
know.
whatever reason, they get one shot by Shade here.
Oh,
so
Felicia's so cool.
And the miracle rod is going to one-shot that ghost. And then we're going to use Arrow to hopefully line up these 3 nerds. And it's not going that well. All right, they should be aligned now. Nope, I died. All right, that's okay. We got a potion. So the potion we had in our inventory will automatically heal us to full. It's quite unfortunate that we had to use it there. We really wanted to save that for the final dungeon, but that's okay. And we've got our 3 cubes. So it's on to the final boss. That 3rd cube was the last thing we need. We also need to pick up one more key, but it's literally on the way. Oh, I forgot to summon the Spirit of Brass here. This dungeon itself is huge, and there's actually multiple ways to go to get to the final boss. And we're just going to go with the way that I've already measured to be the fastest that I've been able to find. But that doesn't mean that another way doesn't exist. And that's our last key here. We're going to push this sleeping mouse back onto this button. We used the wind rod before to get through there, so we'll just give him a little gentle nudge. In order to get to the final room, we're going to be summoning spirits in quick succession here. So first up is Felicia to get rid of this thorn, and we're just going to kind of be going back and forth to get past these obstacles. I did want to talk a little bit about how I got into this game in the first place. When I was a kid, I had a Sega Genesis, and Beyond Oasis was my absolute favorite game. And I never had a Sega Saturn, because nobody had a Sega Saturn, let's be honest. And I always wanted one just to play Legend of Oasis, because I knew there was a prequel out there. And it was, my favorite game in the world, so obviously I had to play this one. And, I never got one, and I never played it. And, years later, I'm sitting on the couch, and I don't know what it was that made me think of it, but I remembered. I remembered that this game existed and that there was a sequel that I had never played and I wanted to. And so, you know, I just kind of played through it casually, and it was fun. And then after that, I looked at the leaderboard, and there was the one, 12-hour run on there. Mm-hmm. And it was like, okay, well, I think I can do better than that. I think I can do better than 12 hours. And and that's how I started. And it's been wonderful. Running at these events like this and charity marathons and such is an absolute blast. And what happened to Errol Flynn? Why did Errol Flynn get unsummoned? All right, we're gonna go back and get Errol Flynn.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm so sad. I can't believe you'd, leave Amelia Earhart back.
Amelia Earhart. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I'm very opinionated about her.
You gotta get off this puff of steam. All right, there we go. Steam.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then from there, it's just kind of been, continuing to improve the route and make these improvements. Even when I was practicing for this event, I was like, ooh, I actually found, oh, jeez. I gotta get up here now. So normally hitting that rock switch will both open the door and activate the robot that will allow us to easily jump up here. Hi. So we'll just have a little bit of...
We're gonna get it. Come on.
Oh my God. Come on, just jump. Just jump.
Your legs.
I'm gonna give up in a minute here. There we go. All right, we're up here. Oh my goodness. If anybody can figure out a more consistent way to do that, that would be appreciated. It is something where you don't have, I think you might have like 1 frame or 2 frames where you can jump off the second player's head while you're in midair. So it's not exactly very large.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit like a challenge there to get the jump off.
But this is the final section here. It's going to be a boss rush. So we are going to turn in our 3 cubes and enter the final tower. So this is the boss rush. So all of those big bad generals that you've seen, the lieutenants, so the Saturday morning cartoon guy, and the Egyptian Lich, we're going to be fighting them and Myra, and it's quite a difficult section. In between each boss fight is just one room, a single room, filled with very dangerous and fast enemies. So we got to be very careful here jumping over these swords. Those will send us flying.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of health either.
No, I don't.
By this point, generally, do you have a fairly full health bar?
Yes. So the game has this kind of built-in handicap system where the more damage you take, the more your max health goes up.
Oh, really?
You haven't really taken any damage. It's based on how many points of damage you heal.
That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, it's actually really, really clever and good for casual runs, because you can get your health basically arbitrarily high if you want to game the system. But this was the first boss. Pretty straightforward, not too much here. He was definitely the easiest of the 4 that we're facing. Before we fight this boss, we are going to go and get a safety and hopefully not die on our way. We're going to go pick up that potion. Nope, we died. Okay, so we're going to have to restart from our save. That's okay.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, we're at 40 minutes here. We got 10 minutes, so we're quite a bit ahead of estimate. So I'm not too worried about that. But not going into the final dungeon with that elixir makes for a really poor final series of fights. You really need it to restore not just your health, but your magic as well. And so we're just going to go ahead and do that fight again. And this time
I kind of like that fight. Like, one thing that's really cool about this is that if you are having the perfect run, you're actually going to have the most difficult final fight in the game.
Yes, you can be going in and being 2 minutes ahead and coming into these fights, and then just you're dead suddenly. And he started out with a punch there, which is really bad.
What a jerk.
punches are just quicker, and so it's really hard for me to dodge them. Whereas the sword swings, he kind of does this wind up. It's much easier. I also switched this fight recently, so we're using the level 2 dagger. We're supposed to have much more powerful weapons at this point, and we just simply do not have them. And so the next fight, we're actually going to use the level 1 rod instead of the level 2 dagger. And it can be a very dangerous fight. All right, let's try to run past this guy. We got some iframes. Let's make use of these iframes. If we can get past this last guy, we should be okay here. And we'll just kick him in the head on the way by. Ow! Please don't kill me. All right, we got the elixir. So we'll keep going regardless of what happens here. Actually, let me get that. John Waters gonna heal us right up.
Come on, John. Yes.
All right, so we do need John Waters for the next part anyway. This is wonderful. John is not only a healing spirit, but also John has the ability to, as you can see that he's done to these gargoyles, he has the ability to kind of freeze enemies.
How much are you able to control what John Waters does?
I can control which direction John Waters throws bubbles. John will throw some on his own. He'll throw a single bubble if he's doing it on his own, if he just happens to see the enemy that he can stun.
Okay.
He'll do an AoE heal on command, but he'll also do like a targeted heal if I get too low on health. So we want to keep our health above that mark. Now, John can, for whatever reason, stun this boss. And you think,
John!
Wow,
oh my god,
that makes it really easy. But like this is now the hardest fight in the game, believe it or not, because this can get way out of control real quick, and our weapon is very. Yep, see, move. That's bad. But that's okay. The goal is to just not have our health get that far low. All right, so the real one is this one. Oh, you're just gonna split again, huh?
Oh no.
The funniest thing about this fight is that
really? Oh no. Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to Runners Wanted. We're sorry for that little bit of a glitch there, but we're going to hop right back into the game because guess what? We've got some really intense fights and really intense music right now. Oh, Walking Guy, thank you for pausing. And let's go ahead and wrap this up.
all right, yeah, no, we just got a couple of boss fights here. We're in the middle of this Egyptian Lich fight. I don't know where we lost the stream, but hopefully you're able to follow along anyway. So we're in the middle of this Egyptian Lich fight. I'm going to give a quick countdown to restart that timer here, and let's go back to it in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we are just absolutely wailing on this Egyptian Lich, trying to avoid these spinning green things. Egyptian Liches, as everybody knows, hate loud noises. And so we are using our friend Steven Soundheim to punish the Lich. Unfortunately, we're a little bit low on magic now, so we gotta unsummon him. But we should be able to finish off Dark Will just fine like that.
Oh, the funny thing about that fight is that technically you can zero cycle the boss.
Yes, right. You can zero cycle the boss if you're playing the game casually or like the 100% run. You can upgrade your spirits, and the upgrade for the Spirit of Sound just makes the damage that it deals massive. And the 2 of those AoE attacks will just kill the boss before he even is able to move anywhere.
I love that.
But now, sadly, the Spirit of Sound, Steven Soundheim, our friend, is going to sacrifice himself and turn himself into the ultimate sword. This kind of sets up the lore as to why Steven Soundheim was not in the Beyond Oasis.
Steve, I'm sad, but you make a really cool sword.
And we are actually going to take that death intentionally. This is to refill our magic. This is our final lieutenant here. which is Myra, the girl from the village that we had helped in the beginning. She's back under the control of Agito, who's the evil bad guy.
Wait, so they were right. She is evil.
She's under an evil spell. Like, it's not her fault. We're trying to save her. And thankfully...
Okay.
Thankfully, we have damaged her enough to get her to summon some zombies. And the zombies allow us to summon Felicia Richet, which allows us to have this kind of mana shield, which makes it much easier to damage her because we can attack her while she's attacking us.
Oh, nice.
Finish her off very quickly. So that used to be the hardest fight in the game, but we've since gotten strategies to reduce that down real quick.
Oh, Wario's back. I'm ready for Wario.
Oh, that's who we're fighting next, is Wario.
Yes.
So we're going to save. We finally get another save point. We're going to go into this final boss. Now, this final boss is crazy. This is a chaotic fight in single player. I've lost many runs to this boss. So we're gonna go in here. Errol Flynn wants to sacrifice himself to this to create a magic circle that we can refill our magic basically infinitely. But we don't need that because we have the power of friendship. We're gonna get out of bounds one more time here.
The power of throwing your friend off a cliff.
Yeah, he just jumps in there. He doesn't mind. It doesn't even hurt him. And so Felicia's going to carry us up. We're going to run down here. Our friend's still on our head. We're going to get rid of him. And we're going to finish off the boss's kind of cocoon here. And then the boss is trying to get behind us in order to spawn. And so we need to kind of fall down one more time, get the boss to spawn. And that's it. We have completely cheesed the boss. The boss has no ability to hurt us whatsoever from back.
Oh my gosh.
I could let this console idle for 2 days and we would not take a single point of damage. So basically now I just tap the B button until it's time. And time will be when that health bar at the bottom reaches 0. So on the final hit of Agito. And that is Legend of Oasis. And like I said, I've been running this for 2 years. It's been an absolute blast. New routing things found all the time, new glitches, new everything. So if you're interested in routing, if you're interested in running, or glitch hunting, or any of those things related to speedrunning, come hang out. I'm Walking Eye. You can find more information about this game on speedrun.com. You can come to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/walkingeye. You can come to my Discord. I'm more than happy to talk about it. We got a couple of people in there already talking about it and going through routes in time.
Very nice. What a hilarious way to end, because like some of the fights were really difficult, and then this, you just sort of get behind him.
And that is probably the second hardest fight in the game on just a regular 80% route, but we were able to cheese it for the 2-player run. So it's a lot of fun to run. It's a lot of fun to watch. I cannot recommend this game enough as a speed game.
So obviously people are watching and on this show, it's Runners Wanted. I wonder what is available out there for people to use in order to learn how to play this game. I mean, you said that there's a Discord and they can come chat with you.
Videos, I have a couple of videos out there on YouTube as well as just speedrun.com. If you watch, like this video, I'm kind of explaining the run. I can go into more depth, certainly. So if there's something that you feel isn't covered, but just try to, watch the run and see what you can, just kind of get used to the flow of the game. And feel free to reach out to me. Speedrunning is much more fun in a community. As far as ways to play, if you don't have a Sega Saturn lying around, which I think most of you probably do have a couple of Sega Saturns.
I've got like 5 in my closet, yeah.
I have 2, and my wife is very unhappy about that.
Wait, no, I actually have none. No, I think most of us don't.
So that's all right. Shentak's in chat. I saw Shentak. Shentak has 3.
Yeah, he can just mail you one if you need everybody watching. No. Okay, so if I don't...
So for practicing, BizHawk with the Mednafin core is very nice just because it has the Task Studio built in and has a bunch of tools that'll help you really learn. For official runs, I would highly recommend SSF as the best emulator out there for the Saturn. Obviously, Saturn emulation, it's got like 4 processors in it, man. It's a tough one to emulate, but SSF does the best job. Right now we use real time. If somebody wanted to do an emulator run, we could switch to in-game time. I got no problem with that. Make it so that we have just one category, or maybe we just do two categories: an emulator and a physical hardware. But
I mean, one thing that you can do is that if there are significant differences with loads is factor out load time. I mean, basically, chat, if you want to run this and you don't use what they want, go ahead and create a problem by running it and submitting it, and then make Walking Guy figure it out.
Exactly. We want those problems. Those are great problems to have.
It's a good problem. Yeah. Don't ever feel like you're being inconvenient by doing that, okay? Run the game.
Absolutely. So some stats here at the end. We got rank 5. That's basically our level. The more we level, the more health we have. So it's kind of our handicap. You can see the all-time runs that I've done here. I've gotten rank 3 before. The in-game time, 38:02. It's okay. I think my final time on my timer was a 53, so a little bit over my estimate. But there was a 7-minute time loss I got in there from a technical problem I think we had. So. Thank you very much for this opportunity. This has been great. Please feel free to reach out on whatever social media platform or anything if you have any questions about this game or any interest in it.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, we're going to go ahead and run to a little bit of a break, but I do want everybody to know that when we go there, the main thing that we want you to know is today the AGDQ 2021 games list is coming out. So make sure you keep your eyes open for that. Give love to the people who make it and give even more love to the people who don't. Oh, I have been rejected many, many times, but I said a lot of games that kind of deserve that. So, share the love with everybody because we have had a lot of amazing runs get submitted for that. Also, remember, this ongoing hotfix content is supported by viewers like you. Subs, bits, and watching ads, even just sharing the stream, helps out a lot to keep these shows going. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to the Twitch channel of your choice every month for free through Prime Gaming. We would love to keep these shows going. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back. And we are back with more Runners Wanted, the show over here on the GDQ Hotfix, where we show games that you probably haven't seen before, or at the very least, that have a very small running community. The next game that we have on our list is Funk Unplugged. This is a Steam game, 3D platformer from what I can see, and as far as I know, we have music to save the world?
Yes.
Is that right, Kaithal?
There are some evil fedora-wearing robots that have stolen all of our music, and we're out to get that back.
Not the fedoras.
I know, they're very evil, and they're robots, so...
Yeah, you've got a few commentators as well. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Evil Squirrel. I'm from Florida.
He's the sock folder? Is that he's the sock folder of this game?
Yeah, I'm the sock folder of Funk Unplugged.
The most specific role. Basically, sock folder is known for finding glitches and such, and I'm really excited to see how broken this is. We also have Shockwave here. Hello there.
Hi, my name's Shockwave. You might have seen me from other runs from running Borderlands, but occasionally I'll run other games like this platformer. So, and I have a secret in this game that Kaithal's going to show off.
Yes. It's very... Yay. I hope you like breakfast.
No, I hate breakfast. Who's going to say no? Everybody loves breakfast. So good.
All right, then.
Well, I think we're ready. So when you want, go ahead and do a countdown for us, and we'll get the timer started and watch this awesome robot run around.
Yeah, all right. So we're just going to go to the title screen here. And we're ready. So let's start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So off the bat, we're just going to skip a cutscene. We have no idea what's going on, but we're just going to skip it.
That's fine.
So, what we were talking about. If you like breakfast, let's see, then we can have ourselves, hold on, please work. There we go, there's an awesome healthy breakfast. we're gonna have ourselves a healthy breakfast.
You missed the Y. You missed the Y.
You didn't get a Y.
You missed the Y.
Unfortunate. Healthy breakfast. There we go. Now we can go to the amphitheater and put on a very fun hat. Because this game has hats, and
He's got a lot of hats, by the way. A lot.
this is the toaster hat.
I'm not sure if I like it.
Are you sure you don't like it?
Well, no. Oh, it pops toast out. Okay,
It pops
this is better.
toast out. So, yep. This is just a normal 3D platformer. No glitches whatsoever. You know, we're not going to be doing anything out of the ordinary from the start here. You know, nothing at all.
Yeah, that's normal. Don't worry about it. Totally normal. Totally
normal. So you guys want to explain what that was?
All right, well, that is what we call a super jump. And in this game, you have a few different forms of movement. You can sprint, you can crouch, and if you jump while crouching, you get a high jump. Well, what we figured out is if you input a normal jump on top of a high jump by letting go of the crouch button before the high jump animation finishes, you go much higher than intended. And it allows you to do crazy stuff like this while we just fly around Miami Beach here.
In most of this game, we just kind of ignore what's intended because of the super jump.
And it has multiple applications. You can go both high and far. So if you don't hold the sprint button, you can go really high. But if you hold the sprint button, you can just increase your distance like Kythal just did right there. So you can just dramatically increase, like, you can just do anything you want, basically. Every level just gets busted with this glitch.
Yeah, 2 of them we do pretty much as intended with, you know, some super jumps here and there. But for the most part, everything is done unintentionally. So in each level, we're going to be collecting golden records. We need a total of 65 to be able to complete the game. And at the end of the level, there are platinum records, and we have to collect every single platinum record in order to unlock all the bosses, and then all the bosses have platinum records, and getting all those unlocks the final boss of the game. So, but at the end of each level, we're just going to be pausing and exiting to the hub. Oh, great. Super jump timings can be a little awkward, so...
Yeah, there's no, like, discernible timing that you can say, like, oh, it's a visual cue of X, it's a audio cue of Y. Like, you just kind of have to feel it. It's one of those tricks that you just get a feeling of how delayed you have to press that A button a second time, or the jump button a second time. So it's great, but it's also like sometimes you just keep missing it because you just can't get the feeling right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, we just flew by the fact that we can we can move in cutscenes during this.
Yeah, in those cutscenes, we can just move during them, so you'll just see us moving around sometimes, like there.
I love it.
And when those cutscenes happened, the movement is based on the camera's position before the cutscene starts. So, like, the camera moves for the cutscene, but it still technically exists behind Ampy while he's moving. So it gets a little disorienting when you're moving, but the camera's locked to a different position. So Kythal, like, matched his camera to the position so he wouldn't get disoriented.
Yeah, and then in some cases, it's really difficult to, you know, match it. So you just kind of have to memorize how you're supposed to move.
You know, I get some SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom vibes from this game.
Yeah.
You are not the first person to say that, actually.
A lot of people tend to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was playing this at a SGDQ with Senna, one of the other runners, actually, and somebody saw us playing this thing behind us, just went, is this the new BFBB?
Yeah, basically.
Well, unfortunately,
no.
we died there, but we grabbed a save point, so we're fine.
Good.
Super jumps can be a little awkward. If I hadn't grabbed that, I'd be back at the start of the level, and we'd have to make our way back here. So.
Oh, so this wall is super effective, as you'll see in a second.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, the point of that wall is you're supposed to kill all the enemies there, destroy all the robots, but you can just jump over it. Most of those will just be jumping over.
This is one of the few games that, at least I've played recently, that doesn't really go crazy with invisible walls. They kind of leave everything open. There might also be another secret that I might be responsible for, but I never confirmed it with the devs. If you go out of bounds, they have these little robots that say, "Whoa, how did you get here?" And they just threw them everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And I sent that to them in a Twitter DM, and they're like, "Huh, we'll think about it." And then all of a sudden they showed up. So I don't know whether that was another thing that we got added to the game or not, but they're there now. So if you want to go hunting, they're everywhere.
Yeah,
just go check any level.
This is one of the few levels with version differences in it as well, and it involves the water around the level. In some older versions of the game, the water doesn't have any collision on it, so you can just fall in and just run as if it's normal. It doesn't kill you at all. And that can be used to like save a tiny bit of time, but the amount of time saved is minuscule. In that version of the game, I find it harder to super jump, so I just run on a version where the water is dangerous.
Now, you are playing on the latest patch, right?
Yes, this is the most recent patch.
Cool. So, yeah, I think that can be one thing that intimidates me at least a little bit with recent games, whether or not, I can just download and start playing the speedrun, or if I have to jump through a bunch of hoops to get an older version. To know that you're playing on the latest version, bam, huge gate is down for me trying this out.
Yeah. You can play on older versions, but it just comes down to feel. And if you wanted to, you could totally just play on the most recent version. And there's some category. I think his name's XYX has been starting to run at 100% or all collectibles. I can't remember which one it is.
Okay. No, he's you're thinking of, he's running on the no super jumps category.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's doing no super jumps. And then there's another guy who's doing all collectibles, and that category is based on the most recent patch, which has DLC and more collectibles. So
yeah, I'm glad that it just sounds like the people who run this run what they want to run. They play it the way they want to play it. And optimize their specific goals. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this is the first boss. We missed the skip, but it's fine.
I'm personally a huge believer that if you're speedrunning a game, you should run it in a way that makes you happy.
Yeah. I think that's why I like this game so much. I feel like I have a lot of control with how I run it, and it's why I love running it so much.
Yeah. And also, before we get too far away from like people wanting to run this game, we do have a Discord. If you just go to the speedrun.com page, on the resources tab, we have a Discord link, and you can go there, talk to us, and we'll be more than happy to teach you whatever you need to know about this game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've gotten the first power up and we've ignored it already. It's a wall jump. There's certain walls that you can do wall jumps between. But right here is actually probably my favorite segment of the game. It's the only true 2D segment of the game. There is no depth movement. It is pure up, down, left, right. And it's really cool, but it's unfortunate we just kind of super jump over all of it. And it's really short, but it's still a lot of fun to play through normally. So.
Yeah. It's kind of fun how they actually did this. They just basically sandwiched two invisible planes really close together, and that's how they prevented you from moving side to side. You can actually get there with a 3D camera if you do some out of bounds to get back.
Or
I love that.
You can also, if you don't grab any checkpoints, if I can super jump over this, please. There we go. If I don't grab this checkpoint up here, which I'm going to grab just in case, if I were to jump in the water, it would spawn me back at the beginning in a normal 3D environment, but stuck in the 2D plane still. So, might show that off later, just to kind of explain, because it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I've got the gist of it, but if you get a chance to show it off, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Also, this water is weird. Don't jump in it, because if you jump, you die. Something about the water is bugged to where if you jump at all, when you land on it, it just instantly kills you.
Even if you're using the charge?
Yes, even if you're using the charge.
Okay,
oh, the water just kind of glitched on the snow there for a second. That was weird.
Yeah, that happens during that cutscene.
Not in the old patch, actually.
And really, not in the old patch. It's a new thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when they upgraded to a different version of Unity at one point, and that added like a couple of weird things involving like how certain effects get handled and things like that.
It's still really cool that this started out as a college project, from what I understand. Then they had a Kickstarter and finally came out with this. It's you can definitely tell it's one of their earlier games. I don't know if they've gone and made other games after that, but still, to have something that's this polished coming out of learning at a university, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's only $5 on Steam. If you want to try this game out, it's $5. It's a lot of fun, both casually and as a speed run. So
yeah, you could be spending $60 on the latest video games, or just dropping a $5 on this one.
Yeah, why play Ghost of Tsushima when you can have this?
Yeah, you don't get to be a robot in that.
This next
Robot Samurai doesn't happen.
Yeah, this next level has one of the more interesting rooms of the game. It's sad that it's interesting in the way that it is.
We'll let the audience make their judgment on this room. This is a fun one.
It's a really difficult puzzle. You have to go around. There's a stone and there's these locks on the stone. And you have to go around, activate other stones that also have locks on them. And
it took me like an hour.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to find, but you may miss one of them, so you kind of have to go around and make sure you're getting all of them. It can be a pretty difficult puzzle, but as you see, we're gonna be, it's very easy for us.
That's still in there?
Yes.
I haven't played the current patch. That's still there?
Yes.
You just went through a wall.
Yes, we
didn't.
That's the door that you have to unlock, and they just forgot to put... Oh my gosh, really?
Yes, that is that is in the game.
Okay. I was prepping in my head. I'm like, yeah, the older version, we just kind of walk through this wall here and don't worry about it, and then you just do it anyway. And I'm like, okay, I can't. All right, they left it. All right, fine.
Yeah. Also, elevator section. We're just gonna stand on top of the pillar and enjoy ourselves. We don't have to worry about anything at all.
I'm not sure you're on the pillar. I mean, quote unquote on the pillar.
Yeah, on. Yeah. You can't really see it. I'll jump down and show it. The toast hat has some interesting functions. If I press, it's not working. Oh, there we go. If I hold shift, that happens. It spams toast.
Okay, that's good. I like it.
So fun fact, the toast does have collision. So theoretically, there could be a stupidly picky speedrun jump trick with the toast that involves you putting toast against like a wall in the right spot and then jumping on the toast.
Really?
Theoretically, we could find something, but that sounds like awful to figure out.
Oh, that sounds terrible. I love it. Well, you can do a toaster run if anybody wants to pioneer the toaster run.
This next
Toasters
level,
only.
This next level is one of the few that we do extremely as intended. It also has some optimization issues tied with a hat. I use a 2080 Super graphics card, and I hit frame issues, which actually can affect super jump timings. But Mr. Evil Squirrel here, you use, what is it, a 1050 Ti?
Yeah, I have no issues with this level whatsoever. I don't know what people are talking about. This level is fine.
So we don't know what causes
walls
it.
disappear.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're just going up here to grab this beach ball.
Yeah, never mind the wall. Just it's all fine.
Okay.
So yeah, the point of this level is there's these 4 presents that you have to go around, and you use it to get access to a warehouse. So if you could just jump your way to the warehouse and you don't have to worry about it. The problem is with the warehouse. We know where it is. We can see it. We can almost reach it, but there is no way to get to it. So we have to do everything pretty much intentionally, but unintentionally. So, also this hat, we have grabbed it and our frame rate issues are now fixed and we can play normally again.
Wow. I did not know about that either.
Yeah.
You can see how much I play the old patch versus the new thing.
Yeah. So we're just gonna finish getting the third present. Did it work? Oh, yep.
Dang it, now Sorry, you'd started talking about toast. And I'm not talking about real toast. I'm talking about game toast, because I'm the type of person who, like, when I'm playing a new game, I just want to go and jump against a wall for about 10 minutes to see what can happen. And shooting toast out could definitely possibly be used. I don't know, but I would play around with that. That's totally something I would do.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
This is a puzzle. It's the same every time. So it's just kind of, making sure you do it right and make sure you don't get it stuck against the wall. And if you do, there's a button to fix it. So.
Yeah, but it would reset the whole puzzle, right?
No. If you've yes and no. If you've gotten a box on a pad, it doesn't reset that one. The ones that you don't have on the pads, it resets. So we're just gonna make our way to the warehouse. And even though we can get to the warehouse intentionally, we still can't do things unintentionally because there's no way to get out of bounds here. So we're gonna have to actually go through the fighting segment of this, which is just
combat.
Yeah.
Please note that this is the most inbounds you will see for the entirety of the run.
Yeah. Except for maybe the next. Also, an enemy is now dead. You didn't see it, but promise me, we destroyed. Oh, you saw the hat disappear. The hitbox just kind of expands through the wall, so. All right.
The combat's pretty straightforward, by the way. It's mostly you only have one button. You just kind of mash it to get a combo going.
The first time I did this run for an event with Evil Squirrel, I showed him something new about the boss. I have yet again found something new with this boss.
This boss is functionally an auto-scroller.
It's functionally. So
Yeah.
I'll show off what I showed him first, and this is how you normally do it, but I'll style on the boss. It's basically dodge things, hit them 3 times, and the boss is over. But there's a rock in the corner, and we're just gonna stand on it. That's basically half the boss. He shoots out these purple orb things that are supposed to damage you, but standing on this rock makes it so you don't get damaged.
What? Perfect time for donations, right?
It really is. And then after this, there's these lines that are supposed to spawn that make it harder. If you just death abuse, they don't spawn anymore.
And
the
dying
boss
doesn't
keeps-
the dying doesn't reset the boss's health.
Anyways,
When we said functionally
I'm gonna go back here now and have some fun.
Okay. Looks like he can't really hit you there either.
He can with this next one, but as long as I'm running around, it should be fine.
Yeah, when we said functionally it was an auto scroller, we weren't kidding. It is basically impossible to lose time here.
I bugged the boss. The boss bugged. Oh well.
Well,
The only way you could lose time is if you don't shoot the snowballs back at him.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
it
you
got
can do
stuck in a
anything you
spot.
want.
It got stuck in a spot I couldn't shoot it back, so time loss, but I'll make sure it actually works this time by running straight. There we go. So now I'll just...
That one was just in the floor, but okay.
Yeah.
dead. Or is he dead?
Now, one more.
All right.
Normally it would take 3, but because I had to have some fun, he upped it to 4, but it's fine.
I just love that. He has 8 shots for sure. You'd have to run around and do a little bit of dodging, but just standing on that rock stops. I don't know. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So we're going to be going to Beethoven's Castle, the third hub of the game. And we get another ability that we're basically not going to use for a little bit.
Like the musician Beethoven?
Yes.
No, Beethoven.
Yeah,
Beethoven.
Oh, okay.
Also, it's faster to not use the ability here and just go over the wall and open the door from the back.
Yeah, because there's a
the game
trigger
just
back
cares-
here that opens the door. So
So you get the ability, which is required to unlock the next set of levels, but you just don't use it again.
I love it.
we will use it a couple times in the run, though, so it's not like we never use it. I can't remember what the ability is called though.
Bass drop.
Yes, the bass drop.
Or sorry, ground pound.
Yeah, it's
Hey, we're in Halloween Town.
yes.
I'll have you know that in the actual save file, which is just a plain text JSON, instead of calling it beat or bass drop or whatever, it's called butt bomb.
Yeah, it's the butt bomb. Normally I wouldn't grab the save point, but for the sake of safety, I will.
It only costs you 1 second to grab it.
Yeah.
The butt bomb.
Don't think too hard about that, Placentia.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. And you know what? Whatever. Use a regular text JSON file. It's fine.
Oh, the funny part is, correct me if I'm wrong, Squirrel, but even those, the jolts, the lightning bolts you see on the grounds, those positions are also stored in a text file.
In the
So you
same
could
text file.
You could just move them wherever you want. So they're not like programmed on the map. They're dynamically loaded.
By
So
the
you
way,
could technically
another
put-
really difficult room that's a massive puzzle. So we're just gonna end the level right there.
Platinum record.
Very nice.
Yeah, the platinum record is behind that door, and we just happen to be able to access certain items behind like certain walls and doors, depending on like how their collision is set up.
Also depending on range. So it's
Yeah,
close
so
enough and the
the-
collision is right to where
there's a crack in the door that you can aim the camera at it, so you can just do it through the wall.
this starting room has the most attempts to make us so that we actually do it intentionally, but we're still going to ignore it. There's an invisible wall here, another invisible wall here that we have to jump up more. If I can super jump, please super jump.
Okay, buddy.
Like the curse of the super jump.
And then another one, and then a tiny crack that we have to slip through to get into the maze.
How do they have a little, like, can't you just make a vertical wall that goes infinitely high?
I guess, but you know what?
With this area, there's a horizontal invisible ceiling. He hit it right there. There's a horizontal ceiling across this entire area, so that way you don't like find a way to jump over the walls. Which, okay, cool. They like that stops us from skipping all the mazes. But the problem is they didn't extend that all the way to the wall that we first jumped over. So there's a gap between the vertical wall and the horizontal wall covering the maze.
Also,
So we just slide right between that. Yeah.
I love that the devs know about this and haven't gone and removed it. Like,
they're really
seriously,
cool guys.
huge props to them because it's really, yeah.
They're really cool. We've talked with them before, and they've specifically said they want to keep these kinds of things in the game. The only times that they want to remove them, like the non-functioning water in the first, in one of the first 3 levels, the only reason they removed that is because it fixed about like 80 or 90 other issues with that level. So they want to keep this kind of stuff in the game as long as it doesn't massively impact normal play.
Let's see if we can get a few of them in the Discord, just so we can like chat with them on occasion.
Yeah, they're really cool guys.
Yeah, in general, I'd say if people are going to just casually stumble across it, that's usually fine as long as it doesn't entirely break the experience in a negative way.
Yeah.
And, you know, from what I see, this isn't breaking the experience negative. Like, it isn't making it negative at all. It's adding ways to play it.
That's one of the things that I look for in games. I want to find different ways to be able to play the game. I don't want it to be extremely linear, only one mode. I want to be able to play it the way I want to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the other level that we do as intentionally. There's another purple wall that gets. Did I fail? I did. Oh well.
It was still close.
Yeah, I hit the ceiling. I jumped at the wrong spot, but that wall of vines over there, we have to activate a bunch of other vines around the level. There's no way around that, so we're just gonna go around, do that. Also, that's the bass drop, aka the butt bomb.
Yeah, the butt bomb.
Also, we can get to the vine in this room, but it's programmed so that you can't transform it until all 4 pressure pads are pressed down and the gates open. So we have to go do that. But you know, more moving during cutscenes. So
You know,
there's a record back there.
I totally didn't think about this before, but it seems like both of the games have had some Halloween type levels, and you know, it's pretty appropriate for today.
I normally do that route. I started doing something new after I just kind of autopiloted there. So, oh well, lost like maybe a second or two.
Oh, losing time in a speed run?
Imagine. I totally haven't been messing up my super jumps this whole time. How could I?
Shameful.
Did I? Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, those tentacles, you just have to tap them. You don't have to like hold them like the records or other items. You just have to tap them literally for as shortest time as possible, and they will work.
Yeah, if you transform them for literally 1 frame, they would finish transforming without you doing anything else. So there's a technical there's a version of the route that I have tried, and it is very difficult because there's a lot of blind movement, where this could be the last tentacle up here, but it's very difficult. It's blind movement over to here, and it's not viable really. So just gonna focus on ending the level here.
And I think Kyle started earlier, but that purple wall right there is the thing that's blocking us from skipping the level. The platinum record's right behind it, but we just can't break through it. And we've tried almost everything we can think of, including something weird with holding the print screen key. We're like, with some systems, my old laptop used to be able to do it. We got it at a couple other computers to do it, but you could just hold the print screen key and it would just make it so it'd play at like 2 frames a second. And Ampy would start glitching back and forth because his speed was trying to update and his position was trying to. And like some things you can clip through, but of course you can't clip through that wall.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that makes me...
That was a weird day when we found out.
Yeah. We skipped a boss, by the way. We're gonna go back to it. Just forget that it exists for now. But we have collected every golden record in the game that we need to at this point, so we don't have to collect anymore. So the rest of the game is getting to the end of these levels. We're in the final area of the game.
Y'all were reminding me of a DOS game I've seen recently that essentially what you do is you mash the music on and off button in order to mess with the frame rate, and holy cow, you get some excitement.
Yeah, we haven't found a full use for that yet. Mainly because also we don't even know like what part of the system would like cause that to happen. So like my computer at home doesn't do that, but my old laptop did. So we don't know like what's the difference.
Yeah, but
I love it when like old equipment ends up being better for a speed run, you know? You don't have to have the latest and greatest. You can go ahead and stick with the old.
Yeah, we've already talked about 1050 Ti being better than a 2080 Super.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about Shockwave's old laptop, I'm pretty sure, is that kind of thing you find in the bottom of the IT cabinet that the system administrator hands to the client or the users that just constantly break their stuff.
Yeah.
So good.
While we may have gotten all the golden records, we have not gotten all of the power-ups. We're gonna get in the next level, and it's very fortunate they left it to the second to last level because otherwise this run would be completely different. They left the most broken power-up for this next level. It is a glider. When you pair the glider with super jumps, you go very far. We'll show you what we mean here. So right here, we now have the glider. And we can now just glide over gaps.
Oh, very nice. Gliders are always nice. Is there any way to do the levels out of order and get the glider early?
No. What? Well, technically, yes. The portals for new levels are triggered. Their spawn is triggered by receiving the power up that corresponds with that hub. So if you wanted to, you could collect 65 golden records within the first 2 hubs, if there are that many, and then spawn the 4th hub and get it then. But there's no way to spawn them early.
Okay, I gotcha.
So we're just completely breaking this level. And this power-up is why we actually skipped the previous boss. It's actually pretty useful for the boss that we skipped. One segment in particular, it has you. It's kind of like a Crash Bandicoot style level, where it's a chase, a run away from something. And at one part, you have to go all the way from the left side of the screen, all the way to the right, and then immediately back to the left. By getting the glider, we just stay on the left side of the screen and never have to do that back and forth motion. So it's a lot easier.
These Fedora bots are really evil, okay?
They stole our music. They're gonna make us all sad and business-like, and that's no fun. You gotta have fun.
I don't know, business music. That could be fun. Doing accounting. It's great.
I can't remember, but I think canonically they like dubstep to an extent. But I could be wrong on that. I could be mixing that up somewhere.
I could see that. Yeah. Can you imagine accounting dubstep? Blah, 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 accounting. Blah, 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 blah.
That sounds more like death metal to me.
Yeah.
Well, okay, accounting death metal would be better than accounting dubstep, to be fair. Oh no! Scary time.
This starting cutscene, it's important that we do not move because there's lava, and if we fall into it, because we can move during this, we restart the cutscene.
Yeah, if you move during that cutscene, it actually, the camera is detached from the character at that point, and you can actually move the character off screen. So you have no clue what you're looking at. Unfortunately, we can't use it to skip the first segment of this boss because transforming items is not related to where Ampy, the character, is, but where the center of the camera is. So if the camera doesn't see the actual item, then we can't actually transform it.
Interesting.
It's very easy to get to that point. I've done it plenty of times. It just doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Also, the boss is moving at a fixed rate, so there's a chance, like you're seeing now, we're just gonna outrun it to the point where we can't see it anymore. So, we're going faster than was expected. All right, so...
Yeah, that's how I play music. I just shine lasers off of my CDs, you know? Bam!
So this is the segment, or we're reaching the segment that the glider is used for. Up here pretty soon. Oop. We're fine. As long as I don't take... Yep, we're good. All right, so this is it right here. So we're supposed to go all the way to the right there, but we're just gonna stay on the left, and we're good. So... All right, that's the end of this boss. So if you all would like to, feel free to wave bye to the boss with Ampy and his friend that I can't remember the name of here.
He looks like a Pepsi. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
he is
Pepsi
soda. Man. He is Pepsi Man.
Yeah.
All right, that's my new headcanon, is we're being chased by the ghost of Pepsi Man there.
All right, we're gonna call him Unbranded Soda Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got an unbranded cola
Unbranded Soda Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're into my least favorite level of the run, and it's the one right before the final boss. So this level has destroyed so many good runs for me. It makes me sad thinking about it. This intro part's pretty easy. The end part's pretty easy. It's what happens in the middle that's very sad. So once again, we're just gonna be jumping over everything. We're actually gonna skip.
Lay down.
This is actually, to an extent, kind of an extended boss fight almost. We're gonna be skipping part of it up here. There's like a segment up here that you're supposed to do. But the trigger is just outside or just inside of this thing. So we're just gonna make our way around it and ignore the trigger.
Yeah, it's a mini boss cutscene over there, and it's like a gigantic circle around the arena, and if you're in that range of the arena, then it just like suddenly teleports you into the arena and stuff, and it wastes like a solid 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that trigger's massive.
we are now to the worst part of the game. If you can tell, there is a long, long hallway. And it's water, so if you touch it, you die. But there's
Called the canal.
Yes, it's a canal. Also, it's white square. There's a texture that's missing. A crab turns into a boat. That's what matters.
Oh, okay.
That's what matters. But we're gonna hopefully not die. I'm gonna focus here. I have to make sure I'm continuing to grab these blue orbs to make sure I'm staying on top of the water. If I miss getting one and I can't get another one in time, I fall and have to restart the segment. The mines are insta-kills. There will be up to 3 lasers following me around, trying to shoot me. And there is a way to get around it by super jumping, but it's about 20-ish seconds slower.
Yeah.
And we are going fast, so we have no time for those 20 seconds.
Basically, if you want to like just consistently get it done, like, and you don't worry about like going for world record times, you could just walk this whole section and you would only lose 20 seconds, which really in the grand scheme isn't that much.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it does take a while of just running.
I mean, I'm sort of glad that there's a strat for, you know, if you are still practicing that section and haven't gotten it done reliably, you can still have that backup strat just to take it a little easier. But yeah, you pretty much nailed that.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is out of bounds. We're going to be accessing the trigger to get to the final area here.
Yeah, it is faster to go out of bounds to get back inbounds than it is to go the inbounds way to stay inbounds.
Say just kill the enemies though? I guess that's faster than that?
Yeah, it's slightly. Yep. We have now downloaded the data, and we are going.
That was a really fast download. What are toaster speeds these days, you know?
I don't know. Apparently, very fast.
At least 1
5G.
giga loaf a second.
Ooh.
All right, so we are now.
Are you proud of me
onto-
for that one?
That's 1,000 mega loaves.
We are down to the final boss of the game, and it is a 4-minute long boss with no checkpoints. So if I die at any point, it's back to the beginning of it.
Ooh. Okay.
Wait.
Good luck.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is the
Yeah.
portal? Oh, don't wait. No, that one's good. We're fine. We're gonna look around and make sure we know which one it is. Is there a boss that I didn't do properly? So that
Did you
one's-
accidentally leave a level too early?
Oh no.
Maybe. Let's see. There's got to be a way to know which one it is.
You just gotta go look at the portals.
Yeah. Well, all the bosses spawn, so it has to be a boss, and we can't know which one that is. That is unfortunate. I've never actually done that before. I wonder which boss it
Would
was.
you say this has never happened before?
Yes, this has never happened before. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go around. I'm gonna hope it's one of the first two. We're gonna hope it's one of the first two. Because if it's the third
Welcome
one,
to speedruns, everybody, because
Yeah.
when you start running games, you find things that you never would have found any other way.
Yeah. So back on the topic of toaster connection speeds, because we have 2 slots, does that mean we're on a full duplex connection?
I guess so.
Okay.
Very few people are going to get that, but I don't care.
Dual channel.
You know, it's like we're just doing a boss rush now, okay?
Yeah, boss rush.
That's what this is. Yeah.
That's why the record for this game right now is, I believe, it's been a while since I've said it. It was 39:49 last time I said it. It's why we set it to 50 minutes, just in case some weird thing happens.
I can appreciate that.
Because this game is known to crash at random points. There's points where like you can no longer jump normally or punch normally. It's very strange, but it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, like it's very easy to be consistent in this
All right,
game,
let's see.
but
That was
also
not it.
like there are a few things that can just occasionally lose you a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
You're just doing a boss gauntlet. That's all you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if me doing this boss in a weird way made it so that it just stopped working.
Did you collect a platinum record at the end? Is a better question.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. That's what we're going to make sure.
So I know the third one was done because we just watched that happen.
Yeah. So the reason why, to kind of explain a little bit why we're not going back to the other levels is I could tell the progress in a level isn't saved if you leave it normally. So if there's a jolt count or a golden record count, then I know that it couldn't have been that level. And all of them proceeded normally. And then in the final hub, each next level is activated by those are the purple lines. I didn't feel like each next level is activated by completing the previous levels, so none of those levels could have been it. And the last level had a jolt count, so I knew it couldn't have been that one. So, bosses it is. It could also be an actual bug that we were unaware of.
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, gearing up for our first mercy kill. Let's go.
I've had to swing the hammer a few times in my life. I hope not, but fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
And if for some reason it is, then it'll be one of the best ones that somehow we made the game unbeatable.
Yeah. If we had to, there is a save I could download, and I could do the final boss that way.
Edit your JSON.
Oh yeah, I could edit my JSON. That is true.
Wait, are you serious? That's all you need to do?
Yeah, it's looking like I might need to edit my JSON. Because
What'd you do?
I don't know. The boss, so this pad right here is where the boss is supposed to spawn. And it's not spawning. So that's unfortunate.
Come on, edit the JSON.
All right.
He's the
Yes.
backup.
I'm here.
Let's go to Alt-Tab Out. Go to my file manager.
Yeah, there's no way that this won't break anything else.
All right.
Now, when you're editing live save data, nah, nothing goes wrong.
Nothing
Yeah, this one's
at
still
all.
valid.
Data.
Never.
I forget what the file is called. Which
Just
one?
in the Discord, I have the file path in there.
Okay.
Let me.
This is all intended. Okay, maybe not quite. Maybe not quite. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, everybody, as we are editing some files in order to get the portal to spawn.
App data local low vamp games, Funk Unplugged.
Funk Unplugged. Yeah. But where's the save file after that?
Funk Unplugged info.json is one you're looking for.
Funk Unplugged info.json.
This is the most magical. I'm so glad I'm around for this run.
Live troubleshooting.
Yeah. I mean, I've done live programming, and it's never a good idea, but hey, we can get this to work.
Oh, we're gonna get it to work.
Oh, yeah.
Or we're gonna cry.
Please
You
don't
said
stop.
it. You said the file path is what again? It's
App data local low.
okay. App data. Okay, I was in the wrong spot. We are good. App data.
Local low.
Local.
No, not local. Local low.
Yeah, local low. I've never had to do this before. I've never actually had to edit the save.
All right.
Vamp games. Funk Unplugged. Funk Unplugged info. Edit. All right.
Edit. Just grab the freaking Hundo file I got in the Discord and drop it in.
This is wild. All right. Don't you love when things go as unintended as possible?
What do you mean? This is perfectly intended. This is how we always do this, right?
Oh my gosh.
Rename.
Oh my gosh.
This is amazing.
Okay.
Place the file in the destination.
Is it gonna work?
Okay, restart the game.
Yeah. Restarting the game.
Okay. Fingers crossed, everybody. Hold your
We're almost there.
if there are like 20 portals in the same location for some reason.
Okay, the game started, then closed, and then started again. That's a good sign. That's what normally happens.
Yeah, it's like some config stuff, I think, that does that.
I appreciate whoever's in charge of the stream changing the category to a bunch of stuff.
JSON editing allowed.
Wait.
That's the category now.
Okay.
We're just waiting for the game to come back. Oh,
You can start the Discord stream.
Okay. I have a different skin on, and that's okay. Discord.
Yeah, that's my
this is
skin.
normal. This is normal.
Yeah, I think you should have the Sonic skin, I believe. Either
Yes.
that or like the really like the gold Dragon Ball Z style one that they have.
It is Sonic. I look like Sonic now.
Gosh.
What this don't look right. Oh no.
I'm sorry. I should be laughing.
It didn't work.
What did you do?
NTC is what? No, I mean that was like from an old version of the game, so maybe it's just not in there. Yeah, crud.
This is unfortunate.
Oh no, there are fewer portals. Oh no.
Yeah, there are.
What did you do? Did you delete the portals?
Which file did you grab? Did you grab the NG Plus file?
Yes, I grabbed the NG Plus file.
No, grab the Hundo file.
Hundo file. All right.
Hundo.
Hundo.
The NG Plus file is one I made that has all the power-ups unlocked from the beginning. That way you can like run through the levels for fun.
Don't worry, we're on our side. We're already doing negotiations for the game. We can give you a little more padding.
Hundo.
Like
We can have
more.
Hundo. Oh. Download.
I cannot believe this is happening. This is great.
Oh, I absolutely can.
We were so excited to finally be on the GDQ stream, and this is what happens.
Is this what you want?
This is what you get for playing on current patch.
I mean, it's what I want, but I'm not the normal host here.
We're all having fun. We're learning things together.
Oh, education. You know,
And isn't it important? Isn't it important to learn something new every day?
see, this is something that I love about games like this is that, you know, even if things go wrong, you're still having a blast. It's hilarious.
I'm
and
just
it's
here
great.
with my friends, we're just enjoying ourselves. That's
Yeah,
all.
we're all
that
having a
matters.
blast, and I'm about to
All right, we
type
got a
on
top
blast.
hat. We got a top hat.
That's a good sign. Wait,
Did
is it?
you get to watch the intro cutscene this time?
don't know
Start,
if it's
start
a
the
good
It's
sign.
there. It's
Start the
there.
Discord stream.
Start the stream. We can't see it.
Discord
can't see
stream.
anything.
Discord stream.
I'm blind.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can see
The
again.
portal. We can beat the game.
Yes. Yeah, runners are wanted for the speed run, and I don't know if it means that we're trying to put them in jail.
All right, we are now on to the
maybe.
4-minute boss.
Okay, we made it.
We made
We're
it.
here.
So,
Now we just have to not die.
all right. So the grate's on the floor. He slams on the floor and knocks him down. If I fall in one, I die and restart the fight. If he hits me too many times, I die and restart the fight. We spent a little bit of time making sure we could get here. Let's actually do it.
I mean, he's real easy to cheese, thankfully. So,
Yeah.
like, it's more of as long as you keep your wits about you, you're gonna be fine.
You've got a clock on your hat.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all. I don't have anything else to add to that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a hat and time hat.
I get it. Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
took
a lot-
damage. Oh,
Oh, we're starting off great.
yeah. That's usually how it starts off, so as long as I take it slow, we'll be fine.
Oh, we know that's not a possibility.
I nearly died. I've died on this on world record runs before, and it is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was on pace for 39, 30 something, and then died. It was very sad. All right, so let me actually focus. Yeah, the most difficult part about this fight is spacing out the timing so that he doesn't slam onto the grates. Otherwise, it's very simple. It's just, you know, because it's the same pattern every time. It's just memorization and understanding what to do. Make sure
It's the same attacks. They'll just add more of them.
yeah.
Yeah, this game has had time inspiration with the hat. It's got TF2 inspiration with the hats.
Oh yeah.
It's got breakfast inspiration with the hat.
Breakfast inspiration. Yeah, thank you, Breakfast, for bringing us this video game.
It's got teaching you how to program with JSON editing.
Yeah,
No.
see?
It's got it all. You think Battle for Bikini Bottom has JSON editing? I don't think so.
When was the last time you edited a JSON file for Mario?
Yeah, that's a good question. I never have.
Exactly.
Maybe a plain text, but not a JSON. XML. There we go. XML. Yeah.
You see, now that's not as cool as JSONs.
I know everybody's all about that JSON. I don't know how to use JSON. I just know XML.
We're a JSON community here at Funk Unplugged.
Wow, I guess. Well.
All right, he is very angry. He's very angry.
Oh, you can tell because he turned red.
Yeah, he's Ultra Instinct now, with all his recycled assets and everything.
Oh, they're not recycled. They're, free.
Well, I'm pretty sure they actually made all these, so I guess technically that means they're free to them.
Oh yeah, free to them. Yeah. See, if you make something and you're not doing a palette swap, you're wasting your resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, everybody. Honestly, though, if you are making a video game and you start getting intimidated based off of how much stuff you have to make for it,
oh, careful
recycle.
Now.
This is the last little bit here.
Okay, we're good. We are at the end of the game with 1 health.
Yes! He's dead.
So time will be when I finish transforming him, which is now.
We actually finished it.
We didn't have an unbreakable. We didn't have an unbeatable game. We're good. We're saved.
Too funky. Oh no. Oh, we got the record.
Well, that was an adventure.
Everything was fine and dandy until the final boss decided to just, hide.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. I'll have to look into that and see if I don't have the save file anymore because I deleted it. But
we'll look at the plot later. Maybe we did just forget to do the plat record on the third boss.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought I saw the camera change for that. So
yeah,
maybe.
I like that the non-branded soda is there at the beach just partying.
Yeah, it's
not
a
really
throwback.
much of a party.
It's a throwback to the intro cutscene that we skipped. They're kind of doing this thing, and then the fedoras come along and steal the platinum records.
It's also sort of like Banjo-Kazooie is what I'd say. Well, this was a blast. Again, this show's Runners Wanted, so please let people know where they can get the resources again, or where they could learn how to pick up this run and why.
First of all, you should pick up this run because we teach you about JSON files.
Education.
No, but if you want to start running this game, my recommendation would be, I saw this at SGDQ 2018 thanks to these clowns here, but it was a lot of fun. I picked it up. Just play it. It's a lot of fun through your first playthrough. I have a video on my YouTube channel that takes one of my old world records and kind of gives more of a scripted description of everything that's going on to kind of help better explain it. Shockwave, Evil Squirrel, myself, and all the people in the Discord for Funk Unplugged are very welcoming. We have some great people in there. Konosumi's in there. He was actually the reason why I started running this game. I don't know if he knows much, but he might be able to help.
He's the face of the community.
He is the face of the community. But yeah, we have JSON files if you want to try things out.
Honestly,
just gonna keep plugging that JSON, aren't you?
Okay, what I'm going to say about that is that if they make it accessible for you to jump into the middle of a run and retry a level over and over again, then fantastic.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
great.
We have this is a 100% file. There's multiple types of files. If you ever want to experience the run with no glider or with everything unlocked at the start. So, yeah. Again,
Yeah.
our Discord, which is on the speedrun.com page for this run, is where you can find the Discord and take a look at some runs that people have done, get a better idea of what a good run of this, a great run of this looks like, without super jump failures and an actually spawning final boss, which is in a cube here now.
Yeah. And I'd say that for those who are considering it, remember it's on Steam, it's relatively cheap, and the worse hardware you have, the better.
Yes.
So, you do not have to have a high-end PC to play this, it sounds like.
Bring your toasters.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for this run.
Thank you.
I
and
absolutely had a blast.
Thank you. I really do apologize for the inconvenience
apologize.
of. Well, I feel like I need to because we came in hyping this up and all of a sudden we're on the JSON file editing. But again, thank you guys for having us. We're ecstatic to be able to show you this, and we hope that you guys really did enjoy this strange concoction of a game.
Yeah. Well, before we run to the break, thank you so much again. I do want to remind people that GDQ Game List is coming out tonight. So make sure you pay attention and check that out. Celebrate with the people who made it, and go ahead and celebrate for the people who submitted and didn't make it. That's okay. Submit. Eventually, you might get something in there. Fleet Fatales is coming November 15th through the 21st. So check that out. We also have some good stuff for you. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to the channel of your choice every month for free through Prime Gaming. This hotfix content is supported by viewers like you. Live JSON editing supported by viewers like you. So any of the subs and bits and ads and even sharing the stream helps us out. Up next, we've got a lovely Disney game, and after that, some special Halloween content up until midnight. So let's go ahead and go to a quick break, and we'll be back. Runners Wanted, the show over here at the GDQ Hotfix, where we look at runs that generally have a smaller community, but they definitely want to keep things growing and invite people over to the game, say, hey, come on in, come try this out. I want to remind everybody that West Coast Weekend is December 4th to December 6th. The schedule is going to be released on November 20th, so look forward to that. Also, AGDQ 2021 Online is happening January 3rd to January 10th. We do have the games list coming out tonight. Finally, this Monday we have the community spotlight with various games from Software. Stop by at 7 p.m. Eastern to see a series of runs. I am really bad at From Software games, but that's okay. There are a few people out there who are pretty decent at them. Well, we've got a very different game. Definitely not Dark Souls at all. Instead, we've got Mickey Mouse coming up. Hello there, Kate. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Doing great. I've had so much fun with the last runs, and the one before this, I laughed so much. It's been a little while since I've laughed that much.
I was watching them too, and I was having a good chuckle.
Oh, yeah, you always need a good chuckle. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kate Lipsy. I use she, her pronouns, and I like to speedrun lots of old games, and I stumbled across this particular game, Legend of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse, because I'm trying to play through the Game Gear library, which is an exercise in, I don't know how to describe it in the nicest way, but...
Don't worry, I know about the Game Gear library, and I know... Have you played Surf Ninjas yet?
I haven't gotten to that yet, but I know it's marked as on the docket, so...
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of them.
This game in particular is actually my first ever game that I ever bothered to attempt a speed run, and I've been playing it for probably most of this year, and I very much like it. Glitchwitch and I actually joked at one point that this is Kingdom Hearts 0 because it makes Mickey a king. So,
oh yeah.
But yeah, this is
it might be Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah, exactly. So this game came out in '95, and but was released in Brazil in '98 for the Master System, which is what I'm playing it on. Yeah, I don't have much else to say, but I could definitely talk about it as we go along.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Whenever you're ready, go ahead and give us a countdown and let's roll.
All right, so I'll say countdown now. So 3, 2, 1, and let's go. All right, so we get an overworld. It's not really all that useful until we get to a certain part of the game. So jumping actually affects that one cat right at the start. It doesn't really do much else, but that's something to keep in mind. And as soon as you land on the barrel, you have to turn to the left. Otherwise, you'll end up having to momentum and the barrel will go backwards. Other things to keep in mind about this game, lots of jumping. I'm going to be doing lots of jumping when I throw soap, which is what I'm doing in this game. Let me see here. There we go, and there's the first level.
Aha! Wow, that was
Not
fast.
much to it. So this is actually a part of the game where I could actually talk a little bit more about the weirdness of this, about scrolling. So
Yeah.
the horizontal scrolling is really straightforward, but the vertical scrolling is weird. And controlling the vertical scrolling is actually really important in this game because if you go up too high, you can see what happens there, right? I can make that jump, but normally I don't do it well. So let's do this here.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's similar to Karnov scrolling or Kid Cool scrolling, although it's much better than I'd say both of those.
I've seen Kid Cool, and yeah, I can see where you're getting at with that. So
Yeah,
this-
I don't like to say Kid Cool, but I just did. I invoked his name.
Fair enough, fair enough. So we got through the forest. There's actually a soft lock that comes up in this level, but we didn't have to worry about it. So I'm about to do a pixel perfect jump here. I get it maybe about a quarter of the time, so we'll see what happens here. No, didn't make it. I was trying to land on that edge. They're all magnetic, so... But unfortunately not. There we go. Cool.
Yeah,
That's another-
this game was originally on the Game Gear. Remember, the Game Gear and the Master System had very similar hardware. And because of that, porting to the handheld system was very easy. But it only came out on the Master System in Brazil. So what we're seeing is a Brazil exclusive.
Don't know why, but I kept slipping on. I kept trying to pick up the hang on those wires, and unfortunately, I kept falling off. Never done that before.
Oh no! No, it happens.
It does.
Whenever you have a live showing, there's something weird that happens. Does to me anyway.
I try and not do live demos at conferences for my job for a reason.
You say Goofy. Is he a king too?
He's a king, and we just rescued him.
How many kings are in this kingdom?
Nominally 4.
Oh, okay.
But we're about to make it all different. So, just to bear in mind, I'm actually playing this in any percent. There's actually 2 ways to play this game. You can go and collect all the gems, or you can just blast your way through the end. So that jump there is super important because I usually call it a run killer. I've hit reset so many times on that particular jump. If I did fall there, I probably would have just taken a death because it would have been easier. And then this part here, this is pixel perfect. It's really annoying if I can get through it, and I did.
Wow.
If I didn't, I would just take damage. But I'm taking damage here to skip swimming, so
That's how I swim, you know?
just hit spikes and fall in the water, right? There's nothing bad will happen.
Just somebody gives me a short little stab in the leg or something, fall in the water, straight to the bottom.
Yeah, that's how swimming works. So this is pretty straightforward. Now we got King Donald. That's it.
Aw, he's cute.
All right, and now we're gonna go and actually do something that's actually useful. Something with this map that's useful, which is we're gonna pick 1 of 2 levels. Picking in this order is important because it actually dictates boss RNG. This is the only example of RNG manipulation I can think of. There is RNG, and I will demonstrate this very shortly. This level is really annoying because what I find about it is that it's just long. Oh, I missed that. Hold on a sec here. Come on, come back here. Oh, that was not intended. Usually I can get them in the first try, but that's okay.
Hey, it worked.
Exactly. So
What
here
I'm
we
liking
go.
so far is that this is fairly straightforward for a platformer, you know.
It
Very
is.
easy to understand what's happening as you play.
And the game gives you lots of hints as you go along. And I think that's what I wanted. The game gives you lots of hints to what's coming. It's not so much demonstrated in this level, but it's demonstrated in the next level that's coming up. So it definitely gives you like a bit of a introduction to the mechanics of like a boss, which will be coming up shortly.
Okay.
So let's do this. Go across. And then go across here, take a little bit of a damage boost, and just skip right on over. So, not in this section. The section after is going to be really important to talk about in terms of the scrolling, because there's a couple of sections where if you scroll, it actually adds at least like 3 seconds to your level play, which is really annoying. So here we go. So this part here is where I'm talking about. If I am choosing to walk for a reason, if I swim upwards, it scrolls the screen upwards. And then here's another part here, always throw. If I hit any of those weird brown stones, like you just take a hit, and it's not really helpful. So let's get up here. Another tedious spot here. Get up. Like I said, this is like the most boring part of the game, I feel. I really feel like there's probably a way to do a skip somewhere in here, just to like cut down on the amount of time you're wasting on this level.
There may be. I mean, anytime that you have a little auto-scrolling, you know, it can be a little tedious, but at the same time, it was only like 30 seconds where you were really waiting. And on that screen that you just completed, you know, you had damage boosts that you could do to get through. Oh no, roar!
Roar, exactly. So this is like another example of the RNG. The boss's position is a little bit unpredictable. This so you can manipulate a little bit to get it to show up where you want it, which is kind of stand in the center. Like you'll see here, it's bouncing around. If it goes on the top, it's really hard to take a shot at it. But if it's on the bottom like here, then it's really easy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go. Did it. So I got 1 key.
Very nice. So there are people in chat asking if there are resources that show tips for how to play this speed run.
Yeah, so definitely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no. Yeah, what is there?
So right now there's just resources on speedrun.com. I have made a couple of posts in the past about it. Somebody's attempting to Taz it right now. There's a fella from Brazil that was bugging me about this a while back, and I haven't heard from him lately, but there's definitely like other videos of people playing this. And I picked up a lot of like the tricks to this game from just watching people. One thing I'll know about this particular level, it's the first auto-scroller, and you can see here, like, there's these things coming out of the ground. They're actually the precursor to what's coming up with the boss fight we're about to do here.
Ooh.
There we go. So here we go. Somebody just finished it. And of course, like, I've played this game, you know, you can always check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/KateLipC, and I'm happy to chat about it on Discord as well. So this boss
is
is really
good animation for the Master System, by the way. Let me just say.
Disney made the sprites and everything for this game. Like, I will say
Not
the
only
music
that, but the parallax.
yeah.
I've only seen one or two other Game Gear games and Master System games that use that. This is visually impressive.
Well, you bring up the Game Gear. So with this boss here, this little flame cycle here is kind of a problem on the Master System, but not so much on the Game Gear, because the Game Gear screen is less wide. And as a result, that flame movement across the screen actually takes a bit longer on the Master System.
Oh, no.
But functionally, the games are practically the same, with some latency issues I've noticed on the Master System release. So I'm gonna do a damage boost here. Oops, no, that was damage, but not a boost. There we go. Oh no, I don't want to get hurt. Stop hurting me. So hopefully I don't die from that, because that was a little risky what I did there. Let's take a safety here. Yeah, like I said, like that was a safety for sure.
Oh, it's
Pick that up.
good.
Normally I would throw
Keep the
it
run
there.
going.
There we go. We're fine. Definitely not my cleanest run for this game, but that's okay. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, yeah,
So this
is beautiful.
section kind
Ooh,
of sucks.
Spin the flower to get music.
Yeah, and these notes are like really tedious to jump on.
Oh,
so if I
flashbacks
miss
to
any of
Barbie.
them-
I'm thinking Barbie NES.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, the music notes are a nightmare in that game.
Another auto scroller. I'm gonna show you something really weird. It's not gonna show up. It's gonna show up on the second part of this auto scroller. But let's
Okay.
shoot some stars and make them fall on the people below us, because that's a good idea.
Oh, they'll either be very happy or very sad. If it lands a decent ways away, they can go and collect it and then, sell the meteors for a lot of money.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
take a look at the score, and I'm gonna shoot the trees.
Wait, you get points for shooting trees?
I don't know why you do. Doesn't do anything.
I mean, hey, maybe trees are evil in this world. I don't know. King Mickey is just gonna get rid of the forests.
They're helpful conifers, though. I don't want to burn those down with my soap bubbles. Actually, wait, I just realized. So at the beginning of the game, I had soap bubbles, but now I'm throwing rocks.
Well, I mean, Mickey's really stepped it up.
Mickey
You-
is...
Yeah, just the old-fashioned way of fighting. Definitely, Bubbles were not doing the job.
So this is Gilgamesh, I think? I can't remember his name. This boss fight is longer than the final boss fight.
Yeah, Final Fantasy V has changed. Gilgamesh.
But yeah, so he has two phases. This is him in sorcerer mode, and then he's going to turn into another mode, and that takes 8 hits. So he technically takes 14 hits, which is more than the final boss.
That's a lot of hits. Why would they, I never understand why you have to do so many hits in order to get through some bosses.
Well, he is the one that has magic, because the final boss is kind of just lousy.
Okay, there we go. That was relatively fast. It's a dragon.
And you just throw stuff into its mouth. I think it's actually... there's not really much to say about this dragon fight. I might be able to break the dragon at the end of the fight. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, do you have to jump on his head in order to deal damage?
So the trick to defeating the dragon is you got to throw. I'm not sure if it's rocks or soap at this point. Actually, just realized I might have misspoken earlier. But you're throwing it into its mouth, and then you're jumping on top, and then you're booping its head, and then it boops itself with the spiky ball thing.
I love it. I think it's probably soap because the fire ends up in a bubble.
I think that's a safe assumption. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he takes 8 hits at this point, and you can actually go for him right on the first round of this. But you just keep doing this until you take him out. let's go here. I usually use the music to tell how I'm doing in this game, so I lose track of like how well, or like where I'm at. And it's like if you ask me like right now, like, oh, how many times have you done this now? I'd be like, I don't know. 5,
It's
6.
over when it's over, you know?
There we go. I have to admit, I really like this dragon. It's kind of cute.
It's kind of cute. Like, needs beefier arms, though. Those are T-Rex arms.
Comes from a long line of T-Rex dragon hybrids.
Oh, no. Hey, it's like, I was going to say, it's like me. I've got Neanderthal DNA, you know? That's sort of what I could have looked like if, you know, if I were a dragon and had T-Rex DNA. Yeah, anyway.
Let's see if I can break the dragon. Yeah, I broke it.
Yes, he died. He very died.
All right, let's go do Mountain of Mystery, or Falls of Fortune, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, this is the happiest music in the game. We're gonna go meet my friends after this. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, I'm just trying to turn it on so that I can hear the music there.
Come on, go here. There you go.
Oh, this is very cheery.
It is very... There we go. All right, we're gonna go and say hi to our friends. But I really want to hang out with them. Let's go defeat King Pete instead. All right, here we go. So this is the final boss. I'm gonna count.
Oh my gosh, it's always Pete.
It's always
What
Pete.
a jerk, seriously.
So he takes 12 hits.
That's a lot of bombs.
I don't know where he keeps them, but this is where so Glitch Witch and I, when we did this during a marathon over the summer, we called it Kingdom Hearts Zero Jorts Before Breakfast, and I think it was because of King Pete wearing what appeared to be jeans.
Yeah.
I don't know why we called it Jorts Before Breakfast, but that was our humor.
I love it. I think he keeps the bombs behind his back. You only ever see, like, when he's running at you, you only see one hand. The other one's behind his back. He's just keeping it there.
Well, he's got a big coat, too. Like, he's wearing the Santa coat, right?
Yeah. Maybe he's a bomb salesman.
Time is going to be when he flattens, basically. Oops, missed it.
That happens.
So if you miss it, it's either a chance he'll throw another bomb or he'll run at you. So like I'll show you here. Yeah, so he'll nod his head and he's gonna throw another one. There we go.
Take that, Pete.
There you go. Come on. Usually I count it out loud, but like, nah, I'm just gonna have fun with this. There we go. Time.
Yeah. Wow, great run. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Was that faster than your run that's currently up on speedrun.com? I think it was.
What was the time?
Because the time that I see up on speedrun.com is 16 minutes and 28 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And your run here... Oh, never mind. I'm delusional. I was looking at the time below your camera on your stream, and it showed 13 hours, 33 minutes. Like, I read that as a 13-minute run. Sorry about that.
I was like,
No.
I'm pretty certain it's going to be like under 18 minutes, but not under 16.
That was a world record for me, though.
Fair enough.
Seriously, though, I liked watching this, and it's something that, you know, even if you do lose a little bit of time, the run doesn't fall apart. It was really fun to watch. Yeah. We do, you know, obviously the show is Runners Wanted. We want people to run this game. So what's your pitch for people watching? Why should they play this?
I have two reasons for it. One, it's not very crowded, and I actually do think that even the world record is up for grabs. It's really easy to pick up this game, which is what comes to my other reason for why people should try is if you want to get into speedrunning, this is a good introduction. It's a platformer, you know, it's very easy to find. if you want to play it on emulators, it's very easy to find a decent emulator that'll play it, right? And and if you have a Sega Genesis, it'll play the Master System game just fine.
Yeah. Then again, I know that Brazilian Master System games are probably a little bit harder to get your hands on, but they do allow emulator. The second, third, and fourth time that are listed on speedrun.com are on emulator, so it's something that's encouraged. Yeah, between first and second place, there's a 1 second difference. But that was 5 years ago, 6 years ago for second place. So honestly, yeah, I think that it's about time for us to take down that first place record.
I personally feel like somebody could get this game below 15 minutes. I've watched everyone's runs, and I feel like it's definitely a sub 15 game.
Yeah. I think that could be doable. So I'd say because it's so short, because it's a fairly straightforward platformer, and from what I saw, there really weren't any glitches, just a few nifty little tricks, especially with damage boosting. It seems like a very accessible game to learn in a short amount of time.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that one.
Kate, is there anything else that you're running these days over at your channel?
Yeah, so I am, weirdly enough, I'm working on a Mario's Missing randomizer. So sometimes I spend some of my stream time actually just doing some game hacking, and then there's other games that I play. Every Monday I stream Game of Your Games, and I'm getting close to getting through the selection of games that I've queued up, and of course, I play everything else, whatever comes on my plate, and I'm always excited to play something new.
Sweet. Yeah, go ahead and check out Kate. Remember, everybody here who is streaming, they generally have been streaming for a while. A lot of them have multiple runs across various games. I recommend that you go check them all out. Give them love. I'm really happy that we were able to have this show. And although it was a bit of an odd thing for me to be here today, since I'm usually not here for this show, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Kate, and all of the other players today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad we did. So, just as a quick reminder before we move on, we have a scary show coming up for the rest of the day. That's right, we are going to be doing some Halloween-themed games up until midnight Eastern. Horror games, scary. We're not going anywhere, so go ahead and just kick back, everybody who is watching here. Feel free to come and invite other people if you want them to get so scared. We also have the GDQ game list coming out today. I've been checking it regularly throughout the stream, but I haven't seen it yet. So it's about time for me to start waving my fist and being like, where's my game list? Seriously, though, give love to those who have made it in this year, and give love to those who don't, because there's always a lot of competition. But it's exciting. It's like, I don't know, it's like a birthday whenever you get to see the game list, because there are always some really cool games that show up. I do want people to remember that Fleet Fatales is coming in November, the 15th through the 21st. We also have West Coast Weekend, December 4th through December 6th, and that schedule is being released towards the end of November. I think that's pretty much all I have. Oh, remember, all of the hotfix content is supported by viewers like you. Subs, bits, and watching ads, even just sharing the stream with some of your friends helps out a lot. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to the Twitch channel of your choice every month for free through Prime Gaming. You're welcome to do that here if you like the content that you see. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll be signing out. You all have a fantastic Halloween. Woo!